Here we are, another Friday Night Live. Hope everybody's doing great. It's a beautiful day we had today, sunshine, warm. What more can we ask? It's we're coming to the close for the season change drive. I did my mine for about a week. Some semi-dry, some dry. It was good. Feels great. I need to get back on. This eating lifestyle is so overrated. So overrated, but it draws us in, pulls us in that trap, right? Every time. And it's easy to keep falling in that trap when we're not focused. How do we stay focused? Well, best way to stay focused is spiritual path, right? Spiritual life. Mateo, ciao, in Guatemala. Oh, you're traveling around, eh? Very nice. Enjoy. While we still can. Lots of things are coming in on a global scale with the changes. And let's see where it takes us. Also on a spiritual path. Awesome. It's the only path we can. That makes any sense to me anyway. We don't see a lot of that in modern times. We see a lot of the butterfly people, I like to call it, the New Agers. You know, everything goes, everything's love and light, and put your head in the sand for everything else. But you have to come to the realization of what's going on, you know. It's a lot of evil beings that want to do things their way, right? Yeah. It's a tough path. Spiritual path is always an unpopular path. If we look at history, all the people that were, you know, murdered and crucified and burned and et cetera, for something that they believed in, you know, and the powers that be of the time did not want to have that. And we're seeing the same thing come full circle. We've come full circle. We've, as mankind, we've learned that we haven't learned from the past. Going to Peru next week. Yeah, some people like to travel to find their spiritual path. I say, yeah, we travel inwards, connect with our creator, and we can be on that spiritual path anywhere. Planet has the gateway to the divine on every square inch or every square centimeter of the planet. It's not bound by physicality, but it makes us feel better, right? To want to believe there's a place we can go on the planet that is more spiritual. Of course, there's places that have history, deep, deep history, but the whole planet is full of history. Everywhere is full of history, even though we don't have it recorded in our history books, his storybooks. Who wrote the story? Well, people that were in charge at that time. That's why we call it his story, history. Just sipping on some tea. Wonderful tea. So what are you up to these days, Mateo, besides traveling on your spiritual path? Yeah, there's a lot of fake spirituality, that's for sure. So fasting brings clarity, brings real clarity. You know, the more we go down the path of subtraction, the more clarity, more clear things become. And it's a beautiful thing. It's hard to convey the information sometimes to others who have not gone down these paths. You know, it's like, we're sharing our experiences in the fasting world, but people cannot possibly get it until they go through those experiences themselves. You know, I'm just saying that from my experience, and many other people have found the same thing. When they start going through the experiences, then wow, when they start sharing, it's a whole different paradigm view than prior to them experiencing it. Right? It's just a interesting phase. We learn by our experiences. We also learn by others' experiences, but we are limited to some degree in those other experiences. That those other experiences can guide us so we can have a sense of what lies ahead through those experiences. And that's the beauty of sharing with one another, continuously sharing our experiences. Cheers. Black sheep. You can see that. I was always one to think differently and do things differently than most people around. And here we are in the Master Fast realm, doing things differently. Right? The whole health movement has gone cuckoo. The natural health movement. So much nonsense going on, according to my opinion anyway. Just fantasy stuff, you know. People still playing with frequencies. Stuff that we really don't know the full repercussions of, cannot possibly know because of the infinity of the universe, interactions with all that infinite source. It's just how can we know? You know, we can have a knowing because we come from that, but to know how it all works, people claim to know how it all works. Wow. And we see it all the time. You know, this, and this, and they're convincing you that they know exactly how it works. And then you go look into history. Okay, here we go, history again. Medical science or whatever. And what do we see? Every, year, 2 years, or a few years, it's changing. They find new things, discover new things. And it's all in the name of science. Anybody out there? Anybody got any questions? Now's a great time, or we can call it a night. It's been a busy day. Fight for natural health products is the next thing in the landmass known as Canada. They're doing some crazy stuff again. And we don't stand for our God-given rights. This man doesn't give you rights, man just takes rights. We don't stand for our God-given rights. We won't have anything left in this fiction world. It's going to be more and more challenging to do things. Susan, I just tuned in, so I don't have questions. I just saw you have and sat here and decided to listen. How you doing, Susan? Nice to see you. It's a crazy world. What's happening in the US with the natural health products? Are they trying to shut it down there too? It's it's part of the Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. They want everybody on pharmaceuticals, right? Own nothing, be happy. It's their saying. Not as bad as Canada. Yeah, well, some stuff I've been reading down there is not too nice. Things are going on. It's all over the world. Crazy stuff. Canada. I live in Portland where it's very crazy. The trans agenda is strong here. Oh boy. Yeah, it's strong in Toronto too. I think they just had their parade. Just look at Sodom and Gomorrah, you'll know what's going on. Read the story. It's come full circle. Just trying to spread the truth to all my clients and help them see and heal their bodies. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. So much imbalance these days, like never before. Yeah, that was really crazy, that parade. Yeah. It is what it is. You won't catch me anywhere near those places. Those lifestyles do not bring us towards balance, in my opinion. And we are all entitled to opinions. People can choose to do whatever they want, but don't try and shove your beliefs down anybody else's throat. Is a good thing. Yeah, I think it should be good for me to turn into a year sharing with everyone more often. I just get so busy with helping others that I hardly find time for myself. That's my new lesson, but I appreciate all that I've seen you create and all that you offer in this world. So beautiful. Yeah. We can help one sweet soul. It feels good. I meant to say, tune into what you are sharing. Yeah, that's why we're here, right? To share our experiences and help one another, not divide and conquer. That's not what we're here for. We're all brothers and sisters, and we all come from the same source. If people can just realize that, and everything would be so much nicer. Wars. Why are wars still happening? Because there's people who choose to pick up the guns and go fight these wars. That's sad to say, but that's what it is. Everybody says that's enough. We're not doing it anymore. It's done. It's finished. Simple solutions. Everybody's just got to say it's enough. And the people who start these things, decide on these things, they can go fight between themselves. There's not many of them. And people choose to pay time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, same thing, right? That's supporting the whole system. So it's crazy times. But we're here for sharing our fasting experiences, and there's many aspects of our life that relate to our spiritual path and health. If we have many things and we're stressing about in relationships, number one, and then financial matters and so on and so forth, it's going to be very tough to find balance in our health, because all these things play havoc and move us, scattered into an imbalanced state. And you can see that, people who are sick and so on and so forth. Start asking questions and challenge relationships, finances, and so on and so forth. How many people say I got no money to to purchase herbs and so on and so forth. Living on rice and potatoes, cheapest kind of diets, and how can you get health on that stuff? Just starches, and just brings all kinds of dehydration, inflammation to the system. People lived on it, but Not the stuff that they produce these days. It's completely different than what was produced, 50 or 100 years ago. There's completely different. It's not the same. It's chemical laced like never before. GMOs and all that stuff. So what do we need to do? Well, empower yourselves with knowledge. Do the best you can in the situation you're in, choose foods that are not laced with GMO. Do your research. Stop supporting the corporations that produce this stuff. And whatever you buy, ozonate it. It's a simple thing you can do is just ozonate it. Simple thing makes a big difference. Yeah, I'm learning about balance and taking time for myself. If we don't take time for ourselves, nobody else will, right? We all must take time for ourselves and our divine creator. Make it happen. Make it happen. The art of subtraction will bring many rewards in many aspects of your life. It's going to bring up many challenges because everything worth doing has challenges. The bigger the challenges, the bigger the rewards, right? Healing reactions. Some people go through some crazy healing reactions. And what happens after? We come out stronger. We definitely come out stronger. If we don't do things without prudence, everything has to be done with prudence all the time, or we are going to get ourselves in trouble. I've seen one too many people get themselves in trouble. I'm hanging with a client now, but I'll tune in soon. Okay, ciao. The art of subtraction. That's what it's all about. Just keep subtracting all the things that bring imbalances to our life, because it's all the things that we add that bring imbalances to our life. So simple. How much more simple do we want it? We want that magic pill. We want to pop and everything goes away. It solves all our problems, right? We only wish it was that easy. Or jump into a med bed, right? And fixes everything. Yeah, these technologies may exist. Let's see if we see them in our life, in our lifetimes. But interesting times. Marco. So, anybody got any questions? Or we'll call it a night. Great. Everybody has MFS protocol down pat. Alex, hi, can you talk about tinctures, how you got into them? Well, there's a need for them because what's on the market is mostly very watered down, low quality stuff. So, and bringing things into Canada was also another challenge. It was because of the laws here. So we, started looking at how we can solve this challenge, and we did with the best tinctures that we know of. There's nothing that comes close out there. 2-to-1 ratios, it's very, very challenging to make. It's not that you just make it in a simple 2-to-1 ratio. There's things involved to do it properly, to get a true 2-to-1. And voila, MFS has tinctures. This when was that? I think it was just before we started the group. Yeah. A few months before, I believe, we hooked up to making these tinctures. Big project, big task, and this, our costs of just everything's gone up and up and up in the last 3 years like crazy, and it's very difficult to maintain these prices these days. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do that, but everything else out there is way more money. Now's a good time to stock up, because what they're trying to do with the natural health products in Canada and around the world, and they're trying to remove these from the people. So we don't know how much longer we're going to be able to have access to all this stuff. So that's basically it, Alex. It's just simple need that we filled, and just ask anybody who's used MFS tinctures. There's nothing that comes close on the market. It's, if you want to do it for the sake of making money, just do it at a 4-to-1, 6-to-1, or 8-to-1 ratio. The more diluted, the more money you make. And that's what's on the market. A lot of them is between 6 and 8-to-1 on the market. It's just water. MFS tinctures get better with age, so you can store them in a cupboard out of the light, and they only get better, like fine wine or a whiskey or stuff like that. Anything that gets better with age. That's how the MFS tinctures, how well they're made. And we source out the best that we can find, the wild sources or organic, and there's some herbs now that are being very difficult and challenging to get. There's putting more restrictions on stuff. What's the one for unicorn? One for female reproductive. It's a challenging one to get these days. and the prices keep going up and up and up because it's getting more challenging to get. And some places you will not be able to get it at all. So now's a good time. Stock up on tinctures. I'm gonna have to stock up on some more. We have stock for ourselves, but I'm gonna stock up on some more because just in case. Learn how to recognize the herbs that grow in your area and grow your own, which they also want to interfere with growing your own herbs, part of the agenda. So learn about all these things and make it happen. A lot of cuckoo stuff's going on. And we must stand. We must stand for righteousness. Hope that answers, Alex. There's nothing real strange about how we came to do that. Thanks for answering. It is a crazy time. Yeah. We got to always, focus on our spiritual path, our relationship with our divine creator, but we have to pay attention to what's going on. We don't want to be hit with surprises. We must know what's going on. It's challenging for some people, but hey, we're all here on this journey for a reason. And we wouldn't be experiencing everything we're experiencing if it wasn't supposed to happen, because everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to happen. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen, right? So we are faced with these challenges for a reason. So do the best we can in the situations we're in. And we'll come out stronger once we make it through. And if we get taken out, right, we go back home anyway. Where we came from, we return home. So we're going to return there sooner or later. It would be nice to enjoy this realm a little longer, right? It's a nice place, beautiful things in this realm, but there's beauty beyond explanation in the matter state and the other realms where we came from. So we can look forward to that time as well, because we've been there and we're just going to return. And there's a lot of stuff, about immortality and so on and so forth. I think everything is possible, but I don't think that's one thing that I don't think we'd want to be in this physical body forever. I don't know, and I don't know. I think it's more of a Luciferian kind of thing. I've been over the years thinking about these things, but embrace the divine, embrace the plasma love always flowing, which is always flowing from the divine creator. Just need to tap into that beautiful energy and spread it to everybody. Yeah, it's tough, especially what's going on in the last few years, but that's one thing that we must continue to do, because that's what keeps everything flowing, everything moving, everything, that's what keeps life happening. It's that flow of love. Without that flow, everything ceases to exist. With that said, there's nothing else. We will call it an evening. we'll see you back on the page. See you back on Wednesday Facebook Live, and keep living it, keep loving it. Embrace the art of subtraction. Choose one of the levels is what we suggest. Choose one of the levels to live in love. Once you've mastered that for a couple of years or so, fasting, breaking the fast over and over, then you can go into a level 7 for a while, see how that feels. And, so you don't want to go too far off the levels you've chosen. If you're choosing level 7, you don't want to go back to level 1 or no levels. It's going to be not pleasant, because living on the fields is a whole different experience than living on matter. And what we experienced master fasting is living on the fields, which just blows everybody away when they're into that state. It's just like, wow, it's beautiful. And we go through emotional challenges and physical challenges through the healing reactions, etc. But hey, this is what it's all about. With that said, we'll see you soon. Have a great evening, great day, or great afternoon, wherever you are. And ciao. Keep that plasma love always flowing.